have this squared away here in a moment, Luca, and we'll be back on track.
Oh, good. We're working anyway.
Luca, are you putting down a Richmond's fair lead on one of these handrails?
Depends on how the tension goes. If there isn't a tension, then I don't need it. I'll keep it on me.
Okay. We still are.
And if I do, it will be on. If I do, it will be on the ESP.
Okay, understood. So we're not cleared on the ESP2 yet, but let's just talk about it. So the one over there is 8024, and it's kind of like on the bottom part, the nadir part of the closest connection of ESP2.
So again, Luca Parmitano working on configuring his tethers, hooking them to the right handrails and getting ready to receive that box. That'll be coming out the hatch. You see the thermal cover, the sort of fabric flap that's sticking out. That's where the crew will be exiting. Andrew Morgan still inside of the crew lock, but with the new pump system in hand, we'll be handing it off to Luca Parmitano.
The first two on the airlock, I'm missing number 3, which was 502 or 503?
503. It's right on the wagon wheel. Basically, 504 points straight at it. Almost straight at it.
Got it.
As Parmitano is working on some of those handrails and connecting his tethers.
On the ESP, and you wanted me on 802.
Yeah, you're going ESP2, and what was the last thing you said?
802.
Oh, yeah, 8024 is the one in ESP2, 8024, and it's basically the nadir handrail, most nadir handrail.
As Parmitano works through some of the handrails and connecting his tethers, again, we're waiting for Morgan to send out the new box once everything is configured. There's some complicated procedures coming up to install that new pump and connect and swage some of the tubes that route some of the cooling air to help the alpha magnetic spectrometer to function and collect billions of cosmic particles. We'll be answering questions using the hashtag AskNASA throughout the duration of today's spacewalk. We have one from Kostov, who asks, how often does the station's cosmic particle detector need to be repaired? A great question. This particle detector was actually never designed to be repaired on orbit. It took a very smart and integrated team of scientists and developers of the alpha magnetic spectrometer, as well as spacewalking experts, to come up with the right procedures, the right tools, and the right techniques to repair this cosmic experiment. This will be the first time, but the new pump system is designed to carry the alpha magnetic spectrometer through the life of station and continuing to collect billions of particles.
Andrew, Christina with you on Space to Ground 1. Wanted to make you aware, it does look like Luca's SCU may have caused some of the tabs to lift on the MLI on the radiator side. Good. Yep, that's perfect.
Yep, I see it. Yep, on the mud flap. Recall.
Okay, I see you correcting that now. Good job.
Yep, and I'll just ask Luca to pat on the other side of the mud flap. Yep, and a little SCU.
All right, Drew. I'm in a position.
So, Luca, before I give it to you for a handoff, you're able to put a hand on the mud flap closest to you. It was elevated a little bit, trying to contact the SCU.
Yeah, it's all flat now.
All flat, okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, the thermal cover seems to be coming our way. There we go. All right, so it looks like I'm in the hatch, and I'm going to rotate the side with all the connectors on toward you. If you could just ensure that my tether sides, I think it's maybe best if I pull it my way. see you got the corner.
Yeah, I got a red on it.
You have a red on it.
Yeah, let me put down a local for myself.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to remove my red because you have a red on it.
You can remove your red.
Okay, my red is released. Red is to you.
You're hearing the two spacewalking astronauts, Andrew Morgan and Luca Parmitano, talk to each other, making sure that their RET, their retractable equipment tether, that they're attaching their cables to the equipment, to the new pump system.
Which direction should we go?
Clock it. I counterclockwise.
You're counterclockwise, so my clockwise.
More perpendicular. There's that one of the flaps is that AES are getting caught currently.
Okay. On the hatch edge?
Yeah, okay, now it's good. Now it's clear.
Good, clear,
now
okay.
It's clear.
All right, I'm going straight down.
Yeah, go straight down.
You feel good about your position there? If you need me to hang on to it a little bit longer?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Keep going. Keep going. Going.
Okay. And let me know when you have complete control.
Okay, I have the pump. I don't know if I have a good position to rotate it.
Okay, so I'm going to keep a hand on it.
Yeah.
If you want to readjust, I still have control of the pump. And
okay,
you have
control.
I have control of the pump.
I have the red.
Just keep an eye on the red.
The red is good. Okay, I have the pump.
Okay, are you up on the toolboxes?
I am.
Perfect. All right, you have the pump.
I have the pump.
All right, your pump.
My pump.
Parmitano confirming he has control of the new pump system, taking it out of the airlock.
Luca's SCU pouch.
Still inside is Andrew Morgan. Now that the handoff to Parmitano is complete, it allows Morgan to exit the hatch. They're going to do something called inchworm over to the next work site. They'll take the pump over together. Again, Parmitano already set up his tethers to that new work site. But over there, Luca Parmitano will enter the foot restraint that's on the end of the station's robotic arm, which will carry him over to the worksite of the alpha magnetic spectrometer with the new pump in tow. But they need to work together to get it out there first. Just working through the procedures to make sure they're taking that new pump and both going to inchworm it or maneuver the new pump system over to that work site so that Parmitano can get into the robotic arm.
Go down here. Comfortable?
All right, let's take it easy. So, I see your helmet cam is on. You want to turn your GoPro? All right. 1, 2. I need to pitch up a little bit. It's covered by your safety better. Okay, 3 tabs up and 1. And the handle is down, and the second handle to your right, if you can keep rotating a little bit, and the other handle is down.
Okay.
Good.
Copy. I see you have green light. See 3 tabs. If I could have your right hip toward me. 3 tabs up. And your handles are both down. Half is dry. I've got a good baseline look at my gloves. They're in pristine. I'm just gonna bring your BRT up a little bit here for you. Out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, it's tucked in. All right.
Okay.
Let me take a look at the safety tethers behind us.
Yeah, my hand is dry. I cannot get a look at my gloves right now.
Yeah, no problem. We'll be a hand off in a second. I see the acrylic bag and our safety tethers. Okay, I think we're in a good config. Let me see if I'm going to rotate on here and close the thermal cover so that it is complete.
Okay, and the only thing we're missing is making sure your reels are unlocked for both of you.
Stand by. Okay. My reels unlocked. Reels are unlocked. Let me check yours. Locked.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to put my ret on it.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do right now.
Okay, my ret is on it. Take your ret off of it.
Yeah, you can take that. You can just leave it hanging. And tell me when you have a good chance
Okay.
to put a hand on it.
Okay, let's get it stable.
I still have a hand on it. Stabilize, find yourself a good position.
Okay, guys, something that's worth thinking about is the sun is going to be coming up in the next few minutes here. So getting yourself in a config where you'll be able to grab your visor and the pump.
Okay, thanks. That's good to know.
I think I'll be good. All right.
You're good right now?
I have the pump.
Okay, you have the pump. I'm releasing the pump in my hand. And I'm going to go on to SP2.
And we have it radiator outboard.
Okay, those are good words, Drew.
Again, the two spacewalking astronauts, Luca Parmitano and Andrew Morgan, working to carry that new pump over to the new work site. That work site being where Luca Parmitano will ingress or enter into the foot restraint of the station's robotic arm. Less than 2 minutes until sunrise now, still in an orbital nighttime.
Okay, Drew. Let's see if you can... I'm going to put my ret on it.
Copy.
I have a ret and I have the pump.
Okay, I see you have the ret on the scoop there,
Yep.
and I'm taking my ret off.
Yep, you're cleared.
Okay.
I have the pump, I have control.
Okay. Got the pump. And if it's stable, we got plenty of reach there on the corner.
Yeah. So
All right.
good. You can come onto your speed.
Copy.
Again, working to maneuver that new pump over to the Canadarm2. The rets they're talking about, that's a tether to make sure that the new pump is attached to them at all times. The scoop is a handling aid and allows the equipment tether to be easily attached to the pump. Allows the handling of the new pump over to the worksite a little bit easier. They won't have to carry it all the way to the alpha magnetic spectrometer though. Parmitano will have it in hand as the Canadarm2 takes him over to the worksite. Sunrise happening now over the South Pacific Ocean. International Space Station 267 statute miles.
Copy, Jeremy. Drew, when you're in a good position, to your visor. And then once you do your visor, I'll hand it off to you.
Another handover in video communications. You're getting a look at the inside of the International Space Station flight control room. Teams here led by Flight Director Emily Nelson. The voice you're hearing to the crew, currently maneuvering the new pump over to the Canadarm2, where Luca Parmitano will carry it to the alpha magnetic spectrometer. That's the voice of Jeremy Hansen. John Malarski, the spacewalk officer today, leading some of the tasks and guiding the teams here in Mission Control Houston with the support of his team in the back rooms through the intricate procedures that have been designed over the course of 4 years.
I'm going to take it from this side. Okay.
You at the pump?
Stand by.
Okay.
I have the pump.
You have the pump. I'm releasing my hand and lowering my visor. Okay, also glove check. 1, 2, the gloves are pristine. Here comes my center. I'm going to try to get all the way to the other side.
I'm good.
Okay, so good?
Yep. Now, you have a good view of the AS, just make sure everything is still tucked and looks like it is.
I don't have a good view of the AS from here, but
Okay.
I have the bound pipe control.
You have the pump, and you have control.
I have the bound pipe control.
Copy. Okay. I'm going to meet you all the way at that corner.
Yeah, what's up for the pump?
You pulling closer to you.
Right here.
All right, I'll stop here at the pin here. We'll do one more move. Okay. Right at a local down. I have the pump. I have control.
You have the pump, you have control. Okay. Here, see the arm. Okay, drinking is going to be the last pass.
Okay.
I'm going to go beyond the ATSR here.
Yep.
Okay.
Where do you think I should BRT?
You can BRT here on one of these. Right on the starboard of the ATSR.
That looks good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good hold right here. Okay, Drew. You can push it. At the pump.
Okay.
Stand by.
I still have it.
28 minutes into today's spacewalk, you can see the two spacewalking astronauts maneuvering that new pump system
Ready for it?
Yep.
over to the end of the Canadarm2. Already inside is a foot restraint that Luca Parmitano, the EV1 for today's spacewalk, he's wearing the suit with the red stripes. He'll be entering into the foot restraint. Morgan will handle the new pump system until Luca Parmitano is fully ingressed or entered into the foot restraint. He'll hand that pump system off to Parmitano, and Parmitano will take it with him as he rides over to the work site of the alpha magnetic spectrometer.
Okay.
You have control?
So just before I hand off to you,
Yeah.
I think once you get ingress, I think we've got the reach without any further GCA, I think.
I think so too.
Okay, I have control. I
You
have a
have
red on it.
control and you have a red. Now read to my red. Okay, and now I'm going to be talking to Jessica for the arm configuration.
Luca, brakes are on. You have a go for the APFR config.
Copy. Okay, it's going to be target
Okay.
translation down.
So, Luca, you can read all the settings on the APFR for us as you come along and pitch the width extender to 6 alpha 7.
Okay, it's going to be in work.
Luca, if you need a better position for config, a reminder that we will be going starboard and nadir. We can do any of that motion or GCA that you required earlier.
No, actually, right now it's all good. I might be able to do everything from this position. It may be the most convenient.
Parmitano working to go into the foot restraint now. You're hearing the voice of Jessica Meir from the inside of the International Space Station. She's at the controls of the station's robotic arm.
It'll be backwards. But currently,
Once Parmitano is situated inside the robotics arm's foot restraint, Meir will navigate Parmitano with the new pump system in tow over to the work site at the alpha magnetic spectrometer where the pump will be installed.
and then for the width, I have 7. And I'm going to, currently at Golf, I'm going to Alpha, is that correct?
A firm, Luca. And those are all good numbers so far.
Yeah, I got Alpha. And the clocking of the width is also 6.
Okay, those are good
Ready
numbers.
to put
Yeah, it's time to do your tether swap onto the arm.
work. Okay, my arm with the safety tether is locked black on black on the arm. And I'm ready to navigate back up. That's all good. It looks like I will need a little bit of GCA to really far away from here.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just go ahead and ingress and then come toward me.
I have to drop my...
Yeah, absolutely.
My tether first.
Yep. And it looks like you'll have plenty of reach to get somewhere.
Okay. I think this position here is a pretty good one to draw my safety with my...
Yeah.
Luca, I'll take that handrail number where you dropped your safety tether if you see it.
It's actually... I don't see it. It's on the frame.
Okay.
It's a hoop. It's right below with 6.
Okay, that works, Luca.
It's a hoop
Thanks.
on the frame. So that I'm sorry. It's very convenient.
Sounds good.
Okay, now I'm going to ingress the arm. That makes sense.
Okay, copy that, Luca. And would you like that manual maneuver first, or do you want to go where you are?
I think it's easier if I just go where I am and then you drive.
Okay, copy. Brakes are still on.
Okay. That's good, Luca. The only other thing I wanted to talk to you about before you pick up the box is glove and a hap check, and then we'll check your glove heaters and cooling.
My heaters are both off. I did a glove check during the LOS, and I have pristine gloves, and my hat is dry.
Okay, sounds good. Well played on the LOS glove check. It's clever. And the only other thing is lights.
Our lights are on. I'm
concerned that my lights are both on.
This is Mission Control Houston. Parmitano still trying to navigate into the foot restraint. You can see him over on the right of your screen. He's wearing the suit with the red stripes.
Your VRT is kind of...
He'll be in the foot restraint of the Canadarm2 throughout most of today's spacewalk, as the Canadarm2 will provide him the necessary access to all of the intricate work sites of the alpha magnetic spectrometer. To the left of the screen, Andrew Morgan holding the new pump system. Once Parmitano is in place, he'll hand that pump system over to Parmitano, who will ride the Canadarm2 over to the worksite to have it installed. Taking sort of the express elevator route to the alpha magnetic spectrometer, while Andrew Morgan goes back into the airlock, grabs some tools, and takes the stairs over to the Starboard 3 work site. On the top are the zenith facing, that's the space facing side of the International Space Station.
Okay, look, I'm going to give you that starboard motion. You're going to be going about on 1 meter station starboard.
Copy.
In motion.
That's good motion, good clearance from my perspective.
Concur, good motion.
All right, Luca, now I'm going to bring you station nadir about a meter.
Okay.
Starting motion.
That's good motion and good clearance.
Concur.
Jessica Meir at the controls of the station's robotic arm, maneuvering Parmitano, currently in the foot restraint. Background there, you can see the International Space Station 266 statute miles over the South Atlantic Ocean. What you're seeing is the east coast of Argentina.
You think you can lean forward to it?
Morgan now handing off the new pump system over to Parmitano.
You agree, Keith. Okay, Jessica. If you still have motion, I will take another half a meter starboard.
Okay, copy that, Luca. We'll give you another half a meter starboard.
I have a very good view of the arm and everything is clear.
Okay, we copy. Starting motion.
Motion.
Clear.
Continuing. Here's your half meter.
And it's a good position. Do you think you can lower it a little bit? Yeah, that's good. I have a red on it. You can release your red.
Okay, you have a red on it.
GCA complete, Jessica.
And you have a
GCA complete.
You have a hand
I
on
have a hand on it. I have control.
You have control? My red is released. It's your pump.
It's my pump. I have control. I have a red. I have everything on it.
Okay, and if you want me to stand by to help any check on your looks like you're rotating it just fine.
Yeah, I want you to check the AAFs from your side.
Roger that.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep. Okay, they're looking good. I think the bundle is still attached, and 2 and 4 look to be tucked in like they were when we put it in. So, good.
A great view of Parmitano at the end of the station's robotic arm.
That APFR is the biggest thing right now. And I see your tethers all look good. And I see the tether, your 60 tether you're leaving behind looks good. So,
one of my foot is out.
Okay, stand by. I'm going to get a hand on it.
I'm back in. I'm good.
Okay.
A great view of the pump system now next to the body of Parmitano. That new pump system, 350 pounds, about 159 kilograms.
They're locked, aren't they?
Let me have a...
Yeah, I'm locked. I'm locked.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Drew, you're picking up crew log bag 4 and heading out. Don't forget your poorman's fair lead at the seat of spur. Luca, you're on your way.
Jessica, your go for your maneuvers.
Okay, stand by, Luca. We have a few things to configure here before we get moving again.
Copy.
All right, I'm on the move. The work site.
To the work site.
Parmitano set with the new pump in tow, waiting for the next procedures for Jessica Meir to maneuver the arm to the work site. In the meantime, Morgan making his way back to the airlock. Inside will be a box of tools. First things first, they needed to move that new pump system over and work together to maneuver it over to that spot where it is now. Now, with some free hands, Morgan's going to make his way back to the airlock and grab some of the tools that are necessary to complete the work here at the alpha magnetic spectrometer.
Data looks good. Met rates look good, so we're in good shape.
Excellent. Good to hear.
your next job is don't let go of the box and enjoy the view.
Two things are mutually exclusive because the view is blocked by the box, but I think I'll hold on to the box.
Okay, that's a good call.
Again, Parmitano with that new box in his hands. Of course, he'll have the Earth right underneath him. Now the International Space Station, 262 statute miles over the South Atlantic, making a northeasterly trip. Should hit the western border of Africa just about 20 minutes or so. That new box, though, 350 pounds, 159 kilograms. Inside, the intricate work being done on the ground to make sure everything, all the connections would be easy, or at least as easy as possible for the two spacewalking astronauts. Some very fine parts that are difficult to work with gloves, but the teams on the ground were able to design systems to be easily integratable with the alpha magnetic spectrometer with minimal connections. The dimensions there, 42 inches by 32.25 inches by 16.25 inches. That's about 107 by 81 by 40 centimeters.
Good motion.
Copy, continuing.
And Parmitano on his way. His job is to essentially deliver that new pump to the alpha magnetic spectrometer by way of the Canadarm2. Morgan's job will be to retrieve some of the tools from the crew lock, that's the airlock of the International Space Station, some of the critical tools that will be needed to install the pump. One of the tools in tow by Parmitano is the pistol grip tool he'll use to drive bolts to install that pump.
Set up for the JOCAS.
But some of the finer tools, specially designed for the repair of the alpha magnetic spectrometer, being retrieved by Morgan now.
Address, you ended up with a seat spare.
I'm trying to reel out a fair lead there. Like it's going to stay.
Luca, we're ready to start this first JOCAS. It'll be 2 minutes.
Copy, 2 minutes JOCAS.
Running motion.
As Parmitano makes his way up to the work site of the alpha magnetic spectrometer, we'll be taking some questions using the hashtag AskNASA. This one from Timmy, who's asking, what is the device with the gold dishes on the space station? Right now, that's at the bottom, or the top left corner of your screen, just coming out of view now. Those are the solar arrays of the Cygnus cargo vehicle. That's the Cygnus CRS-12. That vehicle was the one that delivered the pump that you're seeing now in the hands of Luca Parmitano. Those are the Ultraflex solar arrays that are used while the Cygnus is in flight to the International Space Station. One of the many cargo vehicles that visit the International Space Station. delivering critical components like the one you're seeing right now in the hands of Luca Parmitano, and some of the tools and equipment that are used for the spacewalk itself.
Good morning, Ricky.
Parmitano undergoing some of the maneuvers by Jessica Meir. Jessica Meir at the hands of the robotic arm, maneuvering Luca Parmitano over to the work site.
Hold. Give us a moment while we load the next showcast.
Copy, steady by.
Just off screen from this view is Luca Parmitano. At the end of the robotic arm, you can see the latching end effector of the robotic arm, essentially the hand. That gold structure off to the side, that's the articulating portable foot restraint, the APFR. You'll hear that acronym a few times. That's the foot restraint that's currently holding Luca Parmitano. Off in the distance, that's Andrew Morgan, with tools in tow on his way to the work site, the alpha magnetic spectrometer. From this view, you can see just off to the top there, that white structure on the very top of the truss, just before the solar rays that are pointing to the top right. 50 minutes into today's spacewalk. Everything on track so far.
We're ready for the next showcast. This one's going to be 3.5 minutes.
Copy.
Ready, motion.
As Parmitano makes his way to the alpha magnetic spectrometer worksite, on the top right you see the external pallet delivered by the HTV-8. That's the H2 transfer vehicle, a Japanese cargo vehicle that delivered lithium-ion batteries earlier this year. That pallet still has 3 lithium-ion batteries attached to it. Some of the nickel-hydrogen batteries from one of the space station's power channels are already on that pallet. The rest will be installed next year.
I'm at the work site.
Okay, Drew. Crew lock bag 4 is going down the LC, and then you can set up the bags in the APFR.
In work.
Andrew Morgan reporting that he's already at the work site. Parmitano you see at the end of the station's robotic arm. He's carrying the highlighted component of today. That's that new pump that'll give the alpha magnetic spectrometer the life it needs. That's a cooling pump. and will allow the alpha magnetic spectrometer to continue to collect particles throughout the life of the station.
Okay, that's position hold. One moment while we load the next showcast.
Copy.
Jessica Meir working at the controls of the robotic arm, currently holding and waiting that next position. In the meantime, we'll continue to answer Ask NASA questions. Keep using the hashtag AskNASA to send them in. This question comes from David. David's asking, how does the alpha magnetic spectrometer collect particles? A very good question. The key word there in alpha magnetic spectrometer is magnetic. There's a very powerful magnet inside the alpha magnetic spectrometer, significantly more powerful than the magnetic field of the Earth even. And what the magnet does is as cosmic rays and other cosmic particles pass through the alpha magnetic spectrometer, the magnet allows those particles to spin in a certain direction, a certain speed, a certain diameter. And that spin can be calculated and measured inside the AMS as a data point, one of several billion. The alpha magnetic spectrometer is essentially gathering data with this magnet, measuring that spin and what kinds of particles. Depending on the direction of the spin and the mass of the particle itself, they can detect whether it's an electron or perhaps an antimatter like positron. Both of the same mass, but if they spin in different directions, it's a data point for...
No doubt, as are we. Did you make use of that adjustable there for the fair lead as well?
A data point for more of the cosmic particles.
As soon as I get the bag tacked down.
That may reveal the origins of the universe. In the meantime, Parmitano is still making his way over to the alpha magnetic spectrometer, the white structure you see sort of at the top of the truss there, just before the solar arrays. That's the S3 truss, that's where the alpha magnetic spectrometer is housed. Morgan already there, getting his tool situated, getting ready for Parmitano, making sure everything's set for when he arrives. First thing to do would be to install that new pump system.
Here's position hold, Luca. We'll now load the next showcast.
Copy.
Fair lead is down. Large, small ruts are on the bags.
From this view, you can see the feet of Andrew Morgan poking out near the worksite. That's the alpha magnetic spectrometer. You can see AMS on the blanket there. He's working his tether configuration and making sure that he's all set up, since they'll be there for the entirety of today's spacewalk. Not too far behind Luca Parmitano, you can see making his way at the end of the station's robotic arm over to the alpha magnetic spectrometer. The new pump in tow, that'll be the first task once they get over to the alpha magnetic spectrometer, installing that box. Much of the prep work has already been done on a previous spacewalk. This prep work includes installing a mechanical attachment device. This is the device that will hold the new pump system, routing some of the cables that will be connected to the new pump system, and cutting some of the tubes that will be connected to the new pump system.
Starting motion.
And lead yacht 12.
Okay, copy that, Drew.
Stand by, Luca, starting in 5 seconds.
Copy. Motion.
Great communication by the crew aboard the International Space Station. Jessica Meir inside at the controls of the station's robotic arm.
At some point.
Hearing Jeremy Hansen, the ground IV. He's the voice here in Mission Control Houston to the spacewalking astronauts.
I reported that the bags were still here then. I just power cycled it.
Okay, thanks, Drew. And if you get a chance, check your mirror and see if you have a green light.
I got a green light now. Yeah, green light.
Thanks.
Parmitano continuing to make his way over. Once at the worksite, Parmitano from this angle will be positioned sort of upside down, his head pointing towards the Earth. Morgan, on the other hand, will be on the nadir side, on the bottom side of the alpha magnetic spectrometer, his head facing towards space. Parmitano's job will be to insert the new box into the mechanical attachment device that had been installed on the previous spacewalk. And it'll be Morgan's job to help guide Parmitano and the box into the mechanical attachment device. There's a soft dock and a bolt. That bolt fits perfectly with the mechanical attachment device and allows for a good alignment.
Position hold. We'll load the next showcast.
It sort of just holds the box in place to allow for the a stable position and allow for the data and power connections to be routed to the specified locations on the box. That'll be the next task once it's installed. Now getting a view from the helmet camera of Luca Parmitano. You can see some of the attachments for data and power from the view of Luca Parmitano's helmet camera.
All right, Luca, the next showcast will be 3.5 minutes.
Copy, ready.
Starting motion.
Okay, I put crew lock back 4 into under the fish stringer.
Okay. And that's in the green bag then?
Yeah, fish stringer and green bag.
Okay, copy.
That's true, right?
A little more than an hour into today's spacewalk, starting at 5:31 a.m. Central Time. Morgan already situated at the work site. Parmitano almost there on his way currently. Again, he'll be positioned sort of upside down from this view to allow him access to install the box that's currently in tow, that 350-pound new pump system. Parmitano almost at the worksite to install that new box. Again, throughout today's broadcast, we'll be answering questions using the hashtag AskNASA. As Parmitano makes his way to the worksite, he's practiced this plenty of times on the ground. Michelle asks, what are the procedures for practicing the spacewalks and how are the situations simulated in the interior of the space station?
Manual, and then we will be bringing you station nadir 2 meters. So Drew, that will be bringing him down toward EMS.
Okay, copy. So toward his head.
Firm.
Okay, Luca. We're already going to need a little bit of lean back, and Missy's just off to your left, and that's good lean right there, and you'll be able to see, with that lean back, you'll be able to see that you're able to clear AMS. It is at about maybe half a meter. It's perfect. It's perfect. Let's do that.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, Drew and Luca, we're ready for motion.
Ready for motion.
All right, starting motion.
Morgan, from his angle, providing some insight.
Copy.
The view from Parmitano blocked by the 42 by 32 by 16 inch new pump. Still in constant communication with Jessica Meir at the controls of the Canadarm2. Assisted by Christina Cook.
Okay, I would say stop motion here.
Stopping motion.
Okay, so Luca, I would hold that right there. So we're really close to AMS, and so I think the next thing that we need to do is go toward DLC, toward your back, about a half meter. Right now you don't have the room to put the pump in front of you. We need to give you some more clearance.
So I can lean back more. So I would say let her drive to the position, then we'll go to my right,
okay.
And I'll lean back rather than drive the arm. I can lean back. See, I can do this.
Okay.
And then I can split the pump.
Okay, copy. Stand by, and I'm going to move over to AMS then.
It'll be 40 centimeters to go to the published position.
And Jessica, I think I'll take those.
Okay, copy. And Drew, are you ready as well?
We're going to continue 40 centimeters towards your head. Okay. All right, I'm ready for motion.
starting motion.
Morgan providing that critical guidance.
Good motion, good clearance.
Working in tandem with Jessica Mira, the controls of the robotic arm, assisted by Cook inside the International Space Station, Parmitano at the end of the station's robotic arm. Right now, they're trying to get into a position to dock the new pump system to.
The big concern is just we're radiator to AMS right now, and I think you're going to need a little bit of back off, but did you want to assess this?
I think I will accept it. Jessica, I'll take 40 centimeters to my right.
Okay, copy. We need to get into the snapshot mode, so give us a minute, and then we'll get to that.
You have eyes on the map?
I do.
Okay. All right, you're going to feel me I'm going to be just giving it gentle guides here, just to keep it from bumping into a handrail, but we're looking real good.
All right, thanks.
Showed up a lot quicker today.
Okay, Luca, we are ready. We're going to give you that 40 centimeters to your right, and Drew, the clearance for you will be Luca's right shoulder to the ROU.
Copy. Have a good view of it.
Okay, starting motion.
Okay, good motion.
Okay, good motion.
Good clearance.
That's 20.
Preview.
That's 40.
And GCA complete.
Okay, copy. GCA complete.
Brakes
Would you like
on.
the brakes on now as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, stand by. Brakes are on.
I do. I'm going to lead back,
Right?
and then I'm going to pitch the pump down. And then I'm going to need a little bit of guidance from
Yep.
you.
I'm going to put a hand on it.
Yep.
Just going to feel my tugs.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
As you're working that, guys,
It over.
a reminder not to impart loads from both of you into either the AMS or the OC at the same time.
Okay, copy.
Copy.
All right. So, Luca, come toward your right just a touch. Right? And then advance in X. Come back this way. Come back toward your head, and back away just a touch. You get a better hand on it. Okay. All right. Let's drive in a little bit. Okay. And you're over the soft dock. Give it a push. Okay. And hold that right there. You're in the soft dock. I'm just going to do some checks here. Here. Okay. All right. So the AAFs are clear of the docking envelope, and I can see 2 and 4. I think we should be able to pull it down past the vacuum case handrail there. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're in soft dock, and I see everything is clear. The wires, cables look good on your end. Are you able to see around the cables?
I can't see the yes.
Good?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we're handing over here. We'll be back in about 40 seconds. You can get the PGT ready. Talk to you on the other side.
Okay.
Okay. Good work, Luke.
Good work to you too, bro. Hey.
All right.
Now experiencing a handover of some of that communication from The International Space Station, video and audio, should be regaining audio shortly. Might take a little bit longer for the video to regain. What you were saying was Luca Parmitano at the end of the station's robotic arm. In tow, he brought the new pump system for the alpha magnetic spectrometer. This new pump system will be used for cooling the experiment, the cosmic particle collector on board the International Space Station. So far, this is the third spacewalk in a series of spacewalk designed for repairing this experiment, this box being the critical component of all the work that's been done so far.
Okay, that sounds good, guys. We're Bravo 7 clockwise 2 following the Cal on the PGT.